You won't believe how much these F1 drivers are making in 2024. We're talking about numbers that'll make your head spin faster than their cars on the track. And get this, there's a driver on this list whose salary shocked even the biggest F1 fans. But it's not just about the cash, it's about what it takes to earn that kind of money in the most elite racing series in the world. Every lap, every overtake, every podium finish, it all adds up. Think of it like playing a video game where each move earns you real money. And by the end of this video, you'll see just how high the stakes really are in Formula One. The difference between number 10 and number 1 on this list? It's enough to buy a small country. Pierre Gasly's been like a magician with that Alpine this year, pulling off incredible performances when nobody expected it. Alpine's not a top team, they're fighting in the midfield, but Gasly's been punching above their weight. His base salary? A cool $10 million. But it's the bonuses that really show how much they value him. Remember that crazy race in Brazil? Rain pouring down like someone left the tap on upstairs, visibility almost zero, and Gasly somehow dragged that Alpine onto the podium. That's the kind of drive that makes team bosses take notice. Gasly said after the race, "We never gave up, we kept pushing, and it paid off big time." When you add up all those moments where Gasly went above and beyond, it comes to $12 million for the year. That's serious cash for a team like Alpine. It shows how much they value his skills and determination. In F1, every position counts, every point matters. It's not just about the glory of the podium, it's about proving your worth, race after race. For Gasly, that meant an extra $2 million this year. Not bad for a midfield racer, right? Imagine losing your seat at Ferrari to Lewis Hamilton. What's going through your mind? For Carlos Sainz, it was a chance to prove everyone wrong, and boy, did he deliver. Just 16 days after appendix surgery, Sainz roared back to win the Australian Grand Prix. Picture this, he's in pain, he's determined, and he's flying around the track. That win wasn't just driving, it was a statement. Sainz started 2024 with a $10 million base salary. By year's end, he'd pocketed $19 million. That's a $9 million bonus, folks. For a driver leaving the team, that's not just impressive, it's life-changing. But for Sainz, it wasn't about the money, it was about proving himself. 4 podiums, including wins in Australia and Mexico City. That's the kind of performance that turns heads and opens doors. Sainz admitted, "I have a driver ego, and I couldn't understand it at the time." That's real talk. It's not easy to process that kind of news, especially when you're at the top of your game. But Sainz used it as fuel to show what he's really made of. Being Max Verstappen's teammate at Red Bull is like riding a roller coaster blindfolded. Just ask Sergio Perez. 1 minute you're battling for second in the championship, the next you're fighting for your seat. It's intense, it's unpredictable, and it'll make your head spin. Perez started 2024 with a $12 million base salary plus $7.5 million in bonuses. That's $19.5 million total. Sounds like a fortune, right? But at Red Bull, it's all about performance. And Perez's took a nosedive. He went from being a championship contender to barely hanging onto his seat. It was like someone flipped a switch. Red Bull expects both drivers to be at the top of their game. They're not messing around. Their advisor, Helmut Marko, even said, "If the performance is not right, even contracts are useless." That's gotta hurt. Perez knows he's on thin ice. He said, "We'll see what happens in the coming days." In F1, that's code for, "I might be out of a job soon." The pressure at Red Bull is real, and it never lets up. Oscar Piastri's $22 million earnings in 2024 are turning heads in F1. This 23-year-old's not your average second-year driver. He's raking in cash like a seasoned pro, and McLaren's loving every minute of it. Piastri started with a $5 million base salary, but it's the $17 million in bonuses that's got everyone talking. He's not just collecting paychecks, though. He's earning them with raw talent. His first Grand Prix win in Hungary was something else. Team orders came into play, and Piastri delivered under pressure. In Azerbaijan, he followed it up with another victory. 2 wins in his sophomore year? That's the stuff of legends. But it's not all about the wins. Piastri finished 4th in the driver standings, going toe-to-toe with veterans. Every podium, every race win, it all adds up in McLaren's performance-based system, and Piastri's cashing in big time. McLaren's management is all in on Piastri. They're talking about him like he could be a future champion if he can step up his qualifying game. With his current trajectory, who knows what heights this young phenom might reach. George Russell didn't just outperform Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes this year, he dominated. Russell's stellar performance was a game-changer, finishing 22 points ahead of Hamilton in the standings. That's a massive 81-point swing from last year when he trailed by 59 points. Russell's speed was undeniable, qualifying nearly 0.2 faster than Hamilton on average. His $15 million base salary swelled to $23 million with $8 million in bonuses, reflecting his on-track success. Russell's standout moments were numerous. He clinched 2 race wins in Austria and Las Vegas, proving he could deliver even when Mercedes wasn't at its best. His consistency throughout the season was remarkable, often outpacing Hamilton in both qualifying and race situations. Russell's performance showed he's ready to lead Mercedes into the future. When asked about his goals at Mercedes, Russell said, "I'm here to win championships. I believe in myself and this team. We're pushing hard every day to get back to the top, and I'm confident we'll get there together." Russell's impressive year wasn't just about bragging rights. It was a statement. He stepped up big time, showing he's here to stay and make his mark in Formula One. Charles Leclerc's 2024 season proved he's worth every cent of his $27 million paycheck at Ferrari. He's not just a driver, he's the future of the Scuderia. Third in the standings, just 18 points shy of second place. That's the kind of performance that turns heads and opens wallets. Let's talk about those standout moments. Monaco Grand Prix, Leclerc owned it from pole to finish. Then there's Monza. He pulled off a one-stop strategy to snatch victory from McLaren. These weren't just wins, they were statements. Consistency was key. Leclerc rarely went more than 2 races without a podium. Even when things got tough, he delivered. Compare that to recent Ferrari drivers, and you'll see why the team is so invested in him. His $15 million base salary is just the start. Those performance bonuses? An extra $12 million. Ferrari knows how to reward talent, and Leclerc proved he's worth it. They're not just paying for his driving, they're betting on their future champion. With the right car under him, Leclerc could bring home that title Ferrari's been chasing for years. Fernando Alonso at 43 isn't just surviving in Formula One, he's thriving. In a sport often focused on young rising stars, this seasoned pro is proving that experience counts. Aston Martin clearly agrees, paying Alonso a base salary of $24 million plus $3.5 million in bonuses. That's $27.5 million for a driver who's been racing longer than some competitors have been alive. But Alonso's not just cashing checks, he's proving his worth on the track, leading the midfield by 28 points despite Aston Martin's struggles to keep up with top teams. Remember Baku? 6th place. Qatar? 7th. He's consistently getting the most out of his car, outperforming many younger drivers. That's why Aston Martin's locked him in until 2026, when he'll be 45. Age? Just a number to Alonso. He even considered leaving F1 but decided to stay. Why? As Alonso puts it, "I still have that fire, that hunger to compete." It's this passion that keeps him at the top of his game, showing that in the high-stakes world of Formula One, experience can be just as valuable as youth. Lando Norris exploded onto the scene in 2024, transforming from a promising talent to a genuine F1 superstar. His breakthrough came at the Miami Grand Prix, where he claimed his first victory in dramatic fashion. That win opened the floodgates, with Norris securing 3 more victories and an impressive 13 podiums throughout the season. McLaren recognized Norris's exceptional performance, rewarding him with a whopping $23 million in bonuses on top of his $12 million base salary. This $35 million total put him in the same earnings bracket as much more experienced drivers. But Norris isn't just about the money. He's constantly pushing himself, admitting he wasn't ready to challenge Verstappen at the start of the year, but working tirelessly to close the gap. By season's end, Norris was a regular fixture at the front of the grid, starting from pole 8 times. His rapid improvement and consistent performances have many in the paddock talking about him as a future world champion. Norris's rise is a testament to his talent, hard work, and determination to be the best. Lewis Hamilton's 2024 season was a gut-wrenching roller coaster. Finishing 7th in the championship, his lowest ever, it felt like the world was turned upside down. But that's what makes Lewis special. He turns struggles into fuel for comebacks. Remember that win at the British Grand Prix after 2.5 years? Pure magic. And those drives in Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi? Classic Hamilton. Now, he's about to shake up the F1 world again. Moving to Ferrari for 2025 isn't just a team change, it's a childhood dream come true. It's a move that could rewrite his entire career at 39. The significance? Massive. Ferrari, the most iconic team in F1, hasn't won a championship since 2007. Could Lewis be the one to bring them back to glory? Hamilton said recently, "I'm excited for this new chapter. It's about pushing myself, finding new limits, and hopefully bringing Ferrari back to the top where they belong." That's the spirit that's made him a 7-time world champion. Even after all he's achieved, he's still chasing dreams. That's what makes him a legend. Max Verstappen isn't just winning races, he's redefining Formula One dominance. In 2024, he only won 9 races, but even in a less dominant year, he's light years ahead. Take that race in Brazil. Starting 17th in the rain, he fought his way to first. That's not racing, that's pure artistry on wheels. Let's talk money. Verstappen's base salary, $60 million. Add $15 million in bonuses, and you've got a cool $75 million. That's buy your own island money, surpassing many top athletes in other sports. But for Max, it's not about the cash or breaking records. He's in it for the love of the sport, saying, "I don't have this desire to win 8 or 9 titles." What makes Verstappen special? He's doing it all on his own terms. He's got a contract until 2028, but he's already thinking beyond that. His future in F1, it depends on how much he enjoys the new tech specs coming in 2026. That's Max for you, always looking ahead, always pushing the limits. He might just be one of the best drivers ever, and he's not done yet. We've explored the incredible range of earnings in Formula One, from millions to tens of millions. But it's about more than just money. It's the passion, dedication, and courage these drivers bring to every race. They're fighting for their futures, legacies, and bank accounts. With new rules coming in 2026, the stakes are only getting higher. Experts predict driver salaries will keep climbing. But at the end of the day, it's still about that pure racing moment when the lights go out. That's what separates champions from the rest. What do you think drives these F1 stars more? The thrill of racing or the potential paycheck?